Interesting to note too, they didn't look at the Enchantress really at all, either one of these teams. That's another
Yeah.
hero that does extremely well in the lane. Is very good at harassing.
I feel the same way with you about the lack of lockdown on 4Zoomers, though. Enchantress wouldn't have really solved that problem for them either. You need some sort of way for Lifestealer to just get on top of and stay on
Mm.
top of heroes. So for their mid laner, you think they grab a Kanka on Zoomers? Is that a good enough hero here? Or do you
It gives
need,
you the lockdown, but it doesn't give you damage.
yeah, Ember Spirit maybe?
Ember wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind seeing an Ember. It's scary when you look at the lockdown coming out from the side of Quincy crew compared to what 4Zoomers has currently.
Yep.
I mean, they don't have any like natural silence builders right now on the side of Quincy crew, so an Ember could be good. I don't know if that's a Monkey's Legion Commander, if that's a Gunner Legion Commander. And I wouldn't mind, honestly, depending on what they pick up on the side of Quincy crew, having them run it mid. This is a Peruvian special. I'm going to be real honest with everybody. You see it a lot in the Peruvian pubs, but I know Gunner is one of the few NA cores that will actually run it in the mid lane, and he's done decently well with it too. So
Yep.
it's a flex pick.
You do see it once in a while picked up against like a Bat Rider as well in the mid lane. When you know that's coming out, I saw that a lot in BTS Pro Series 3.
Mhm.
Ranger picked up next tier, and that's amazing. They have no way to deal with Wind Ranger. In fact, it's probably going to be mid at this point, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd assume so. I mean, they could.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, actually.
5 seconds.
Pause
got
one
them-
Mars.
I feel like the Slardar are more likely.
You want to run him against the Lifestealer, though, so pause one Slardar.
Could run a mid,
offlane?
though, too. You could run a Slardar mid. I know that SVG plays Wind Ranger as a pause 4, but then that would also put Rubik as like a weird...
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, no. I'm not sure how they want to run this.
5 seconds remaining.
Lots of options. I like this, though. I like the fact that we're left guessing and trying to figure out, what's going on. That makes it infinitely more interesting to me, trying to figure it out. But
yeah,
I'm not sure what the UR hero is then, and then if this is a pause, like what? We've got the 3 Mars. Mars is a 3, no doubt about it. Slardar, then I guess position 4 or 5 Rubik, 2 Wind Ranger. Is that your best guess?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I would say so. The Wind Ranger is just so good here against every hero that I can't see them not running it as a core. A Legion Commander is going to struggle to get on top of you and duel you. It counters out Lifesteal up until he gets the MKB. You're not going to have enough burst damage with your spells in order to deal with her in Undying Vengeful Spirit. You have a bit. It just seems amazing. That was such a good pick there. Quincy crew, I think they did agree with me as far as, you needing a little bit more reach and catch. 1 second left on reserve time. We got to be careful here. They banned out the Medusa last. That would have been another pretty good one that they can't really deal with. But I thought they'd think about grabbing... No, they can't grab a Medusa for themselves. They have Lifestealer. I'm crazy. Someone in the chat is saying that, it seems as if I am off today for a certain reason. I'm starting to think you might be correct.
You're going to need more Monster Energy, clearly.
Yeah, that's the issue. See, I am still sipping on my pipeline punch. I'm going to be honest with you, Moxxi. I haven't slammed it all back. I've been distracted by some good dotes. And Drow Ranger finishes it off. Okay.
I don't mind that. I feel like they've got plenty of frontliners going on here and ways to protect her. I do think it's a little bit scary depending on how this Legion pops off. Because that's going to be public enemy number 1, but the follow-up that can come out of it too. So Legion Commander jumps onto Drow Ranger, gets the duel off, you can follow up with the Slardar, you can follow up with, Rubik Lift. You've got solutions to protect her, so.
Choose your hero.
That is a Monkey's special, and they don't have a good way to deal with it.
Well, I've sent the Mars mid now, don't you?
Quinn, I think that's what they're trying. No, they still send Quinn.
All right, that is surprising to me. Maybe Lelis is just going to play the Mars
Commander.
mid. You got to put the Mars up against the Broodmother at this point, though, don't you? Or SVG, just anybody other than Drow or the Wind Ranger. I wasn't thinking about the Broodmother. They got Broodmother. This is supposed to be a game between gentlemen, Moxxi, but 4Zoomers, just taking dirty shots at Quincy crew.
I mean, you've got a Broodmother player. Why not? Why not bust it out? I mean, that's one thing that this team is not afraid to do is bust out the Broodmother, bust out the Arc Warden. You know, sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. Be interesting to see if Quincy Crew is going to be able to stand toe to toe with this and survive that laning phase. Because if they survive the laning phase, they're looking real good. But you know, this, like I said, this is definitely a Monkeys Forever hero. So, what do you think?
I think the Broodmother really mixes things up. It depends where they put Lilith. If they throw them in the mid lane, I think they'll be able to deal with it. Otherwise, you know, I think 4Zoomers is going to run off with every single lane. Quincy Crew is an amazing team, though. If anybody can deal with the Broodmother and take it back after the laning phase, it's going to be them. I'm not a huge fan of Drow Ranger, though, and I've said that many, many times, but with a lack of vehicle or way to get on top of her, she's in a decent place this game. Do keep in mind that it was one of the series that Quincy Crew dropped in the group stage of BTS Pro Series 3 was actually up against Beast Coast when they ran this Wind Ranger. People just kept getting on top of them and nobody was doing enough damage. I don't think they'll have the same damage issues with Quinn on the Wind Ranger, but it's bad omens. Let's put it that way.
I'm interested to see how Gunner's going to do with this Legion Commander in the mid. Because sometimes he pops off with it, looks really, really good. And there are other times where, well, you know, we've all been there in Dota.
Yeah. Let's get this started, though. The 5-man. Yeah, let's go. Run into Husky. You came to the wrong side of the jungle, boy.
He's hiding behind those trees, though. SVG going to do a little bit of scouting. He sees Gunner here. Just trades a hit. Gunner realizing there's no way SVG's here alone if he's running like this at me. And Husky and Ocean also just making their way over. Throw out a little bit of harass here. No real kill potential coming out from these three on the side of 4Zoomers at the time, but we'll allow for Sammy Boy to get in position over here and maybe snatch up this bounty rune. Does have to be careful, though, because the rest of the team is hot on his heels.
You are too noisy to live.
Back walks into Quinn. Off a couple hits here. Careful, MSS and SVG making their way over too. But both runes on the bottom going the side of 4Zoomers, and both here on the top going the side of Quincy.
Not a bad start. You know, you're better off than you were last game. I'm really excited to watch, you know, how these heroes on 4Zoomers matchup, you know, winning the lane so hard, or if they even win the lane so hard. No one manages to get ahead of Quincy Crew in the laning phase. Nobody has done it yet, anyways. And if they have, you know, by the time 10 minutes have rolled around, they've brought it back. So I like seeing good teams lose games. I know that sounds really bad, but you know, I love seeing people. I love seeing these guys bleed. These usually uncontested giants lose, and I think if they're going to lose a game, it's going to be this one.
I don't think it's necessarily that you like to see the big guys lose. I think you like to see the little guys win.
No, it's definitely
okay, never mind.
The more mean one.
All right, the mean one. Got it. But, you know, it is nice to remind teams that they're not immortal, you know? They can be taken down. You can make gods bleed occasionally. So...
One thing I did talk about, though, is just the fact that it was all about whether or not the Broodmother would be up against the Mars. The fact that Los is playing against him, you know, the God of Rebuke is going to melt the spiders. Just missing a little bit of action.
Ocean, top lane, taking a lot of damage here from SVG and MSS. He doesn't have that Fade Bolt available for a couple seconds here. We'll go for the Slithering Crush. Needs one more hit, and MSS will collect. Husky has been chasing them around, though. Does have quite a few stacks over here. He's going to try to get the kill on MSS. Husky's courier is going to die for this. Is he fast enough, though? What do we have? We've got 300 move speed and 335 over here on the Rubik, but the last stack of Decay will be able to take him out.
Nice first blood there, and... I'm not surprised. Well, I'm surprised that MSS managed to turn around and grab Ocean at the start of all that. But, you know, Husky, it is way too difficult to deal with an Undying. He's just completely zoning SVG out of the lane, chasing him across the jungle. So this is actually good for Yawar. I think he has the advantage of just being able to harass Sammy Boy a little bit. You don't have very good stat growth rate or base damage on this hero either. But you do have the Quelling Blade to fall back on.
Looks like the rest of the supports are making their way back over to the lane though now, so. Husky doing what he does best here on the Undying, just constantly stealing stacks, and Ocean just has to be careful here in his positioning. He's very far behind because he did just die earlier, so.
I'm ready to see blood in the top lane. I try to look elsewhere, but there's so many heroes playing so close to each other here.
Well, I mean, it's so important because they're running that aggro try. You want to be getting kills. If otherwise, what are you even doing up here? And again, you're up against an Undying, although we'll turn this right back around over here to SVG. He's taking too much damage. He has the very far Sammy Boy. He wants his final hit, and he will be able to go and help collect the kill, but Ocean getting the final hit off with that wave of terror definitely probably makes Sammy a little sad here, but Ocean now getting a little bit more experience.
Yep. You're going to need to win your lane harder than this. You feel like you're not zoning the enemies enough and you don't have enough kills to warrant or validate the picks that you made during the drafting phase. And, bottom lane, you're not going to be able to run these Brood Mothers into Lilith at all. 2 points of God's Rebuke. You're just going to one-shot these things.
That's the hope if you're Lelis, for sure. Don't want to have to deal with this whole army. Mid lane, though, we haven't really talked too much about. It looks like Legion Commander currently leading CS 23-2, 16-2 on the Wind Ranger. Let's see what we have level-wise. Well, it's pretty close. But it is difficult to out-harass a Legion Commander considering that she does have the lifesteal built in.
Yep, she's just going to get that moment of courage, proc, hit the creep, and, you're doing a decent job on it, Quinn. That'll make your job a lot easier. You pick up the double damage rune. Exactly what you need when you need it. It's a sign of a good mid player.
A good power shot, too, also coming in handy, helping to take down some more of Gunner's health, but he does have himself one of those healing salves, and he's getting his boots sent out to him very soon, too. So he's going to just go right back in, try to harass with Quinn, but does have the wind run, so he's going to be able to sidestep a little bit of that damage. Getting closer and closer to the 5-minute runes, though. I'll be interested to see if there's going to be a fight breaking out in the top lane, or if we'll see a rotation. Probably not going to see any sort of rotation from the bottom lane, as look at Monkeys. He's waiting for that one creep to go towards the tower, but immediately just taken care of here by Lelis. A crush over here on Sammy Boy. Interesting that he's so far forward here. 5-minute runes coming up. See, you are putting out a little bit of that harass. Ocean, though, managing to go and grab up the rune. Gunner grabbing the other. And the slow is real right now on Husky. His courier's gonna die again. He does have a couple stick charges, but it's not enough because they just dish out way too much damage.
Yep. And Quinn grabs the bounty rune on the way back. He really thought he was going to take that last fight. He popped a double damage rune before he even started heading towards it. In fact, I thought that he was going to hold it until he was level 6. Focus fire down Gunner in the mid lane. Otherwise, I didn't see a point of him to not pop it earlier. But, we're 5 minutes, 30 seconds in now. Catapults have spawned. So this is when you want to dive the tower. You get a bit of damage off on it.
That's exactly what they're doing here. MSS with the lift back. Again, they've already got the focus fire, so they're being crushed. They're just body blocking Gunner. He's trying to just stay alive here. And it looks like, and he's going to be able to do it as the TP comes out from Ocean. They do manage to get Quinn's courier, though. So that's going to be a couple minutes here without having any sort of boots, which will end up hurting him. Ocean does have a magic missile here. We'll throw it out, stun him up, but I don't think they want to go hard committal on this. SVG still nearby, as is MSS. Regen rune is available here. A couple of the body blocks not going to be able to go. Did they cancel it out? No, he doesn't go and he pops it just yet. Another magic missile being tossed, though. Gunner's backing off. He's sitting at level 6, but he didn't opt to go for that duel, as Ocean now forced to run away. Does manage to go and get some of that dispel off, but there's so much damage. SVG will be sure that they can grab up the kill.
Nice kill finally coming out from Quincy crew. It's a shame that Quinn, him popping his double damage rune earlier meant that, when he was focus firing down Gunner, his rune expired, I think, by the time they got to the tier 2 tower here. Oh. Like,
he started chasing after Yawar, and I get that because the supports were in the mid lane, but he's really far forward here.
If you notice that Sammy Boy approached the cliff and then he realized that Rubik was with him and he immediately turned around there. That is hilarious. It's a high level awareness that you don't see out of Evil Genius players.
Whoa. That's a hot take there, friend. You're gonna have
love
all the
fight.
Arteezy fanboys coming after you for that one.
That's most of NA.
Yeah, that
But,
is.
yeah, a nice
Way to go,
turnaround there
dude.
by Sammy Boy. I appreciate you, Sammy Boy, avoiding that cliff there. Ooh.
Husky taking a lot of damage here. This is looking like a kill for you. Are no, it's gonna go over to SVG. Man, these guys have been making so many plays. This little gank squad.
Yeah, the SVG just moving around the map because he knows he's not really able to sit in lane. All he's going to do up here is, soak up the Drow Ranger's farm and needs to get ahead. One of the benefits. You go.
I will say the one problem with 4Zoomers draft. Oh, his monkey gets a kill on Quinn. Okay, alright. He's lost a lot of his babies here, though, so we'll just send one to scuttle away, maybe make a couple new ones. Top lane, too. Looks like they're almost able to make a play over onto UR, but because they don't have the lockdown, he's going to be able to TP out. So what I was about to say before all of those fights broke out is the one problem that I have with this lineup is that they don't have great burst damage to help Gunnar out, right? You've got them dying, he's not going to be able to help you really get that dual damage in the same way as something like Alina might. And then, of course, the Vengeful Spirit does have the stuns, but it's going to be pretty hard for Gunnar to find kills as Lelis manages to clean up on Monkeys Forever down here. Looks like he's just going to deny the tower as well.
Brood has sort of done his job now. I mean, if you take your tower before 10 minutes when you're up against a counter, you're doing all right. Normally you want to take it as fast as possible on the Brood Mother, but it's super hard against Lelis on the Mars. Lelis is actually at the top of the net worth. That's why, I was sort of laughing and asking if it would be like pause one Mars, because after the laning phase, when he's up against the Brood Mother, he's going to get every CS because Brood wants to move around with the Spiderlings, and he's going to get even more just, spamming the Gods of Big every time the Brood Mother tries to approach the lane with it. So excellent job he's doing so far. And he's going to have a very quick blink. You should have blink, phase boots, windlace, bottle finished by 10 minutes.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous when you consider the fact that Gunnar is mid and he is so much further away from that blink dagger right now. Pressure being placed on this mid tower, though. You can see the Brood Mother has already made her way over, and we do have some more items being found. So Broom Handle gets picked up for the side of 4Zoomers, and then a couple nice things found for the side of Quincy as well. But I do like the way that Monkeys is making sure that he's being very active here.
Yeah, this is actually so awesome. Everybody take notes. This is how you play Brood Mother in the counter. Look at him moving around the map. He's taking the tier 1 tower. He knows he won't get the tier 2, so he tries to open up more of the map by grabbing tier 1 mid.
He also has the Orchid completed too, so he's going to be able to bully quite a bit. Look at how much health just vanishes off of SVG. They're going to have to dedicate some people to have to deal with her. In fact, you can see already Lelis slowly making his way over here to this mid lane. Actually, he's going to go top, though. They go for a smoke play, hoping that maybe they can get the jump on this Brood Mother.
It's the blink reveal here. Or it will be. Monkeys has to be mighty careful here.
I do like the way he's positioned. Oh, the jump forward, though. There it is. That's what we're looking for. Can they help him at all? There's going to be the soul. Nope. He just goes down way too fast when there's 4 heroes here. Drop the tombstone. Don't need to worry about that anymore. And the babies are just chomping away over here on the towers, trying to just duck around. And look at this nonsense right now. As Lelis is like, come back here. He can't seem to finish up all of them, but eventually the Fade Bolt will.
Yeah, I think the reason why he couldn't kill all those creeps is he's got his Quelling Blade in the backpack. He actually crit off of the Quelling Blade on things like God's Rebuke. So the 15 damage gets multiplied. They live because of that, though. That was very funny, though. It just hits the towers once with all of them and forces the reaction of the entire team of Quincy crew to chase the spiders, making a little bit of space after he dies there. Nice play there by Monkeys.
I mean, he's making them pay attention to him quite a bit, so... Pretty good. A little bit of a premature Slithering Crush there, but Sammy Boy joining in the fight over in the mid lane. They're just going to put this pressure down. They've got a couple of these babies up and running, but... not quite the massive army that they had earlier. They do have to be careful. They do have the Orchid online for Monkeys, so they took him down once, and it was very well done, especially when you consider it was the blink reveal, but it's pretty difficult right now to force them away with all of this might on this tower currently. Now they'll make the play again over onto SVG. Sammy Boy is all raged up, and the babies are hungry, but don't really manage to finish him off here. Sammy Boy coming forward here again, has that rage. Good bash coming out, though. Gunnar looking for it, should be able to get his first school damage here. So he'll collect on that, but while this is going on in the top lane, Yawar's just been allowed to hit their tower and farm up, so would like to see them maybe make a rotation, try to put that pressure down if possible. In fact, Husky's already making his way up here, gets off one of those decays, drops the ward, drops the tombstone too, but they know that Yawar's over here in the trees and he's got a TP out. They don't have a way to deal with him doing that, so now they'll back off. Oh, it looks like Yawar decided not to leave. They'll pop off again with that Mars Arena. Gunner's just taking way too much damage. He will fall. The toss back right here over onto Ocean. He's not looking healthy either, as now Husky, the only one here, and he's a big tanky boy, but not when there's 5 heroes after him, so. Quincy crew will happily take that exchange and will now make their way top and take the tower.
Yeah. Beautiful fight there by them, recognizing that they can, in fact, turn that one around. The Mars is in position. We're feeling very strong. They're still, like, a little bit behind and, I guess, halfway to a couple items here. Without the Blink Dagger and the Legion Commander, getting on top of Drow just feels way too hard. And that's something that I talked about. The Drow Ranger is amazing unless you're playing into heroes that jump you and they have the counter, but they don't have it in the natural kits right now. They don't have a vehicle for the Lifestealer. The only person who can really do that right now is Vengeful Spirit if you were to swap him in, but he's still sitting level 5 on Ocean, so Quincy crew recognizing that and taking advantage of the opportunity and getting a little bit of map control for themselves. So even though you picked all of these amazing laning phase heroes, you have Broodmount, the Legion Commander, you're playing Undying, you're even on net worth right now. Despite being down 2 towers, you didn't win the lanes hard enough, I feel. This game is going to be a lot more rough than it should be for 4Zoomers. It shouldn't be this close after the laning phase.
I think part of the problem is just Gunner has not accelerated the way that he was hoping. And like, he's power farming right now, right? He's got these stacks, but he's just so far behind, especially when you consider that the Mars had a very timely Blink Dagger. Gunner needs this Blink Dagger. He needs a way to like get the jump over onto one of these squishier supports or onto the Drow Ranger. He could pair up with the Brood, having that Orchid also helps, but we're not seeing him rack up the damage like we wanted to see him. Smoke over here coming out from the side of Quincy crews. They're forcing their way into the triangle, and they find Monkeys Forever. Look at that, the babies, the slaughter. It just feels bad, man. And that's going to be a very dead Monkeys. Gunner trying to jump in here, trying to be a part of this. Manages to go get a steal off here over on MSS. Steals up that overwhelming odds. Sammy Boy doing the best he can, trying to push out this bottom wave. But the TPs are coming in. They're coming in hot. The gust comes out now from Yawar. Sammy Boy forced to just TP out here. And it looks like he's fine, but that could have been disastrous if that wasn't a 6-second TP from the outpost. That would have been a very dead Sammy.
They were ready in advance there. Sammy Boy almost caught out.
Husky getting chipped away. He's trying, but can't survive over on the back lines too. Looks like they found themselves Ocean, who was just going to get chipped down into pieces, so both of these supports will fall.
It feels pretty rough for them. I mean, now that the laning phase is ended, and Lifesteal is off farming, Broodmother is doing Broodmother things, you can't really move around with that hero. Gunner is also just trying to farm lanes. There's nothing for Vengeful Spirit or Undying to do. They just kind of have to walk around the map awkwardly and try to zone or make space against this enemy team so their allies can continue to farm. But net worth is slowly going to go in the favor of Quincy crew. Their supports are going to get items, and you're not getting anything right now. I mean, MSS right now, he's sitting on Aether Lens and Keen Optic. He has to sit so far back. Unfortunately, there's not that amazing spells to get. I mean, you get Press the Attack, it's decent. You grab some of Undying stuff like Tombstone or Soul Rip, but other than that, not tons to work with here. There's no super big ultimates.
I mentioned this during the draft. I'm not... Oh, okay. All right. Swap over here onto SVG. He does just absolutely melt. Thanks to that medallion and all of those hungry babies. Was not expecting that, honestly. But, the support duo, I feel they could have had something more... I don't know what the phrase is.
Pick something else, done more in the lane.
Yeah, I just feel like a Vengeful Spirit and an Undying is not what you want. Okay, this is some good burst damage if they're able to go in, but Lelis is pretty tanky. I don't know. Yeah, look, this Gunner turns back around, and they already back off on the side of Quincy crew. They were hoping they could get someone that was relatively squishy, or even like SVG, and he's not even that squishy, but with the medallion, with those babies nibbling on him, makes life pretty hard. So the Infest Bomb is cancelled. Quincy Crew's just playing so tight together, and I love the positioning. I think it's so smart. They're protecting their Drow, but Drow is close enough nearby that if they want to have a fight, she can be there in a moment.
Yeah. Benefit of that was you did reveal the Observer War was there, so 4Zoomers deal that immediately. But you're continuing to slow down their early game. Drow, is it the Yasha finish now? It is. Nice. But, you have the Infest Bombs. It's your tool to get on top of people, but you also have a way of, holding Lifestealer down. Slaughter continues to run at him in these fights. He continues to bash him with Bash the Deep right through his magic immunity. Ismar is going to disable him. You're lacking gap close. You can't get onto the back line of this Drow Ranger regardless of the Legion Commander pickup in the blink. And it feels like they're farming the map more efficiently than you, despite you having way more towers.
Yeah, it does feel pretty odd when you consider the fact that they don't have the... Oh, Purge over here onto Husky, jumping over into the high ground, manages to go. They throw out another stun. Looks like they'll back off here, but yeah. It is very strange to me, the fact that they have more towers on the side of 4Zoomers, but Quincy Crew's just playing the map like they own it. SVG's getting bashed up quite a bit here.
Here we go.
This Roche is going down very fast. Gunner jumping in, trying to get it, but the gust comes out! Quinn, he's going to be able to go grab up that Aegis. They'll turn right back around again. Gunner just immediately gets evaporated. Nice arena over here as Ocean is forced to run away. Husky's just getting held into place. They'll get that kill. They'll be able to take down SVG, but they'll be able to clean up on Husky as well.
Another trial.
Fight goes very heavily in the way of Quincy Crew. I mean, you need to try and contest that one, but it's difficult right now. Monkeys Forever doesn't want to be anywhere near that fight, and I don't think that he had an entry. They're protecting the Drow on the backline so well right now. Now you won 1,700 XP, 1,100 net worth, and now they're gonna start taking back map control and taking some of your towers that they have the Aegis to fall back on.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh. If you come anywhere close to this Wind Ranger Ocean, you get blown up immediately.
We've watched it happen. Even the Undying just pops. They do have decent vision though over here, so they can see SVG dropping wards off to the side, and they're still gonna go in on this. MKB gets finished up now for the Lifestealer. Gunner's hunting. He wants more dual damage. He only has 10 at 20 minutes, which is not fantastic, honestly.
Yep. It's really not. I mean,
he's considering. They go in on Lelis, but Lelis just blinks away.
That's not the hero you want to go for either.
No.
I think he's just able to tank things up. Right now, you want to get on top of. I feel like Quinn or Yuar, but their positioning is too good. And currently, when he's going for the Lincoln Sphere, so you're not going to be able to blink duel him. You're going to need to pop it with something first.
How long do you run? Okay, all right. They could get this duel up over onto Quinn. All right, there it is with the Lifesteal Bomb, with the MKB. Quinn, that's the Aegis down. And the rest of the team's coming in here too, so they should be able to get maybe one more kill off here before the rest of the team shows up, but they're just taking too long. SVG, nice silence over here over onto Quinn, and Sammy Boy's just hunting him down. Gunner jumping forward, but they get the arena off on the back lines. Ocean will get taken down, and Quinn, he's still alive. They did manage to get the kill on him. Sammy Boy now climbing back around. Monkeys Forever is going to go down. Quinn will eventually fall, but they'll be able to go clean up over onto Husky, and Sammy just cannot man fight every single one of these guys, although he's damn well trying as he's chasing after Yuar. You are trying to... It's just not going to be enough getting him in time. Yes, he manages to go. He finally takes down Yuar, as now Gunner is forced to left all alone. This is going to be a team wipe now. Jules comes out. We're going to get a crush right on top, and down he goes. Team wipe on the side of 4Zoomers.
4Zoomers, they picked their targets well there, but it just took them way too long to bring down Quinn. That meant Sammy Boy and Gunner, just chasing so far away from the rest of the team that got picked off there. I mean, yes, those kills are very big. They are the ones that need to go down, but this is your lack of lockdown / catch. You can't get on the back line and kill these people. Your team's getting blown up in the meanwhile. Lelis is extremely scary. I'm just thinking Kezu Mars. He's at the top of the net worth for his team, and he was after the laning phase. You can't count this guy out despite chasing those two heroes down. It's just amazing gameplay out of Quincy Crew. No matter who you get, even in like the best targeting possible in the fight, it still feels like you didn't take the fight properly.
I
It's
mean,
wild
Lellis
to me.
has always just been top-notch with his positioning. I can't tell you how many times I've seen him play these heroes, whether it's an axe or a centaur, where he just knows the right moment to blink in and just get as many people as possible, or just turn the tide in just the right manner. Like, there's a reason why a lot of his heroes end up getting banned out. Oh no.
Dire's middle tower
Oh no, they saw you. Gunnar just hiding in the tree line. Sammy still gonna show up in the lane.
They'll start moving down there, right? They're just scouting to see if anybody's there first. They
Oh,
have
hey,
the
look at
hasten
that.
on Mars.
Immediately tries to rage up here. Sammy running for his life. Does get bashed up though. Followed up with the arena. He's just dead. Spent way too much time down here. Gunnar, same thing. He's got to get out of there. He's got to get out of there fast. We'll blink into the corner. Look at all the pings. They know where the hiding spots are, but Gunnar, he can't TP out. He still has 24 seconds left over on this TP. Oh, the spear from Lellis. He finds him. Just gonna start bashing away on him. He's got the blade mail, but it's not gonna be enough because the rest of the team is here. Gunnar just getting chonked away.
middle tower is under
Just
attack.
like that. Two of the cores on the side of 4Zoomers are down.
Yeah, once he was on, there was absolutely nothing you could do. You know, you're stuck in a place where you can't start hitting the Mars in the back. You know, he's reducing your damage by 70% there. Nice pickoffs there by Quincy Crew. You know, they continue to impress and play the map in an amazing way. And Undying and Vengeful Spirit, right now, it just feels like they can't do anything in this game. They essentially have no impact. So when you're fighting like what feels like 3v5 right now, how do you win?
That is the question that 4Zoomers, I think, is asking themselves. And again, I mentioned this during the draft. I understand why we like the Undying, but at the same time, like, I was worried that once we got past the laning stage, it just wasn't going to do much of anything. Mid tower will fall,
Middle tower has
and
fallen.
Quincy Crew here looks like they're just gonna back off for now. But I love the way that they play. I love the way that they group together. They stick around Yuar enough where he can, you know, farm, but at the same time they can get things done and he can join the fight if needed. I think that's so smart.
We're now, God, how much is it? Another 700 gold away from the Lincoln Sphere on Quinn. MSS, he's just a little bit till a Solar Crest. He needs another, what is this, 600, 700 gold. Once they have these things done, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to defend.
No, they gotta figure it out because... Well, oh man, they even went for the... They're not finding any pickoffs here too, the way that they're playing. You've got this Lifestealer Bomb and Monkeys. And they just never seem to be able to find anyone to blow up. I think they got lucky once. They managed to blow up of Quinn.
Mhm.
And
I mean, that's
was
one-
kind of it.
That's one of the issues with current Lifestealer Bomb. You click on whatever hero is in vision, or even you can see like visually, like, hey, that guy's
Monkeys.
HP bars has too many bars.
Monkeys, careful, my friend. All right, they'll jump over onto SVG, and they'll pop the BKB too, so they want to get this kill. This looks like they should be able to get it. They'll turn SVG into a bunch of little babies, but they want Lellis here. But he's so tanky. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Gunnar jumping in, though. Might be able to finish off with this damage. Did he pop the BKB? Or the Blade Mail, rather? No, but the last second, though, does manage to go find the kill, but they've all four of them now stuck inside here, and Yuar just can kite them to their heart's content. Monkeys forever gets swapped out. Looks like he's going to be fine. Husky, though, going to be next to fall, possibly. Gunnar already down. Husky still alive despite everything here as Ocean throwing back another stun. Does get taken down by MSS. Managed to go get the courier, but now Sammy, he needs more backup and he doesn't have it. The silence being thrown out on him. Yuar gets...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. He's forced to just run away that fight. 2,000 XP change, 1,200 gold and 4Zoomers. You know, they're struggling so hard to get on top of the targets they need to get on. One mistake that they did make in Quincy Crew at the very start of that fight is, you know, when Lifestealer popped out of the Broodmother, he actually speared him towards the Slaughter and got on top of him right away and blew the Slaughter up, which kind of sucks. But, you know, other than that, they took the fight in an amazing way. Yeah, you did blow up Lilith at the start of the fight, but he still got an amazing arena with a bunch of people grouped up on top of him, which allowed Drow to get the 4-man silence off and do tons and tons of damage. The positioning of Quincy Crew has just been absolutely insane this game and not giving 4Zoomers an inch.
again, there's a reason why these guys are at the top of NA and they win every tournament.
Yeah.
They're, a part of it is just watching, the way that they play together, but the other part is like just the way that they move around the map. You don't see a lot of the teams in NA and SA playing this way, which seems so ridiculous, right? All right, they're going for a duel here, but the follow-up, Lela's trying to protect him. Monkeys forever, though. They'll be able to get the kill over onto Gunner, but Monkeys will find the kill on SVG. The BKB's buyback coming out now from the sides of both teams. I don't know. They'll go, they'll dust up. They don't have any vision on anyone.
Everyone's going to be forced to back off and go their own ways. You lost a little bit more there on 4Zoomers. Not having duel for 25 seconds doesn't feel great. Roshan responds in 20 seconds.
Did you call him the Sean?
Yes. Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, that's great. I like it.
Moxxi, you gotta not bully me in front of 6,000 people.
Oh, I think you did it to yourself, dude.
I sort of did, yeah. Monkeys forever. He's splitting up the pack, but at this point, your Spiderlings feel kind of underwhelming. You haven't been able to get them on top of the tower in a long time.
No, and the jump immediately just blow up Monkeys forever. The rest of the side of Quincy crew now forced to run away. Gunner immediately popping the blade mail over here on the side, but on the back lines here, Sammy Boy, he's trying to fight through. He can't. War just does way too much damage. He's kiting him way too well. Now Ocean trying to run away. He's not going to be able to. SVG has his number. In fact, he lets UR get the final kill because he's such a good teammate here, and they go right into the Roche pit.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for letting us wipe you out right in front of the pit. Makes it even easier for to grab this one. Gunner, what are you doing, buddy?
Gunner, no! He's trying to just slow them down. He's trying to get the steal on it, but it doesn't work. The Radiant still gets the kill, and UR gets himself the Aegis.
Do keep in mind, he had no vision of inside the pit. He had to 100% guess when they bring it down enough, but, he was off, and everyone on Quincy crew, communication is great. They all stop attacking Roshan immediately when they see him enter. And even though you try to stay on and on Legion Commander, you just don't do enough.
14k net worth lead at about 29 minutes here. This is feeling very good for Quincy crew. And they do actually have a repair kit, though, over on the side of Zoomers, so that'll slow them down a little bit, but they just have so much damage, Neph. I don't know. I just don't know. Look at this. Sammy Boy, Lelis out for blood. We joked about Casey doing those voice lines earlier, but I'd say Lelis is way more bloodthirsty.
Yeah, repair kit's slowing him down, but it looks like it can't stop him.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah. There's the Solar Crest. You gotta use it on your Drow Ranger while he hits the Barracks with the Aegis. That's the play.
Quinn going right back in again. They get the silence up. Look how fast Sammy Boy just melts. Even the save from Ocean isn't even enough. Four staff forward with the shackle. Lelis is gonna get life. Poor Husky. Well, you don't have that life anymore there, Husky.
Yeah, and you're running out of options here. It feels kind of hopeless. You never planned on
Lelis, he wants more blood. He wants Gunner. And by God, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, and they're just going straight for tier 4s. They do have a lack of tower damage. Their heroes are great for taking other heroes, but, even though Lilith can tank, it's difficult.
MSS got the swap. EKB now over here on Monkeys. He's trying to climb away, but you know what? Swap goes through BKB. The GG gets called. Quincy crew gonna take the series 2-0.
Yeah. Not surprising a whole lot of people here. I thought if there was any draft that was going to take down Quincy crew, it would be this one. But, they played amazing. I don't think there was a single time net worth was skewed too heavily in the favor of 4Zoomers that game. They might have gotten ahead maybe 1,000 gold at one point. They got a couple of towers. Oh, actually, I had CC&C just messaged me on Steam saying you can do an interview if you guys are interested.
That sounds wonderful.
We'll have to check with my production guy real quick and see if I can invite him into the call. All right, awesome. Anything you want to talk about while I set this up with him real quick?
I mean, I'll talk a little bit about the post game here. I think that I'll have to. All right, everybody knows I'm a bit of an SA fangirl. I have to say, Lelis played that Mars perfectly, right? We saw the Broodmother pick up, and we immediately were like, "Oh, this could be it." Like, they don't have the best solutions for it, but the Mars definitely was probably the only hero that could really deal with it early on in the game. He played it excellent. He protected the tower for a decent amount of time. Eventually, it's gonna fall. It's a Broodmother, but the way that he just started moving around the map, chasing after monkeys the entire time, really was so important. He had some really good arenas. The follow up, poor SVG, they bullied him the entire time. Rubik was just sitting so far back that they weren't able actually to get many kills on him. Neph, do you realize that Rubik only died once that entire game? Like, that doesn't seem like that should be possible when you consider that they have a Legion Commander, they have a Broodmother, like, they have all this stuff, but he was able to sit so flippin' far back. SVG, unfortunately, because, he is a Slardar, he was a sacrificial lamb, he's the feeder on the team, if you will, had 6 deaths, but he did exactly what he needed to do. Lelis, of course, only 1 death. Quinn played fantastically during that entire time, and then Yawar was just allowed to do whatever the heck he wanted. There was no pressure on him the entire time, and I think that came back to bite them in the butt. And again, we talk about this. The first game, too, on his Sven, he was allowed to just run around the entire time.
Amazing game overall by them.
Definitely. And, Zoomers, I like the fact they try different things. I like the fact that, they're not afraid to mix it up. The OD was interesting. There was definitely a possibility with that. But again, it felt like a lot of those chronospheres that were really necessary just weren't able to get lined up properly in the first game. And then in the second game, he didn't accelerate. We didn't see that Blink Dagger picked up anywhere. Like, Lelis's Blink Dagger, what is it? If we look at the breakdowns here. Player items. When did I feel like Lelis got that Blink Dagger super fast? Yeah, 10-minute Blink Dagger. And then if you look at Gunnar didn't get his until like 14 minutes. And that's rough. Like, you're a mid-Legion commander. You're the one who's supposed to be making things happen. And we just didn't have that tempo coming out from Gunnar this time. Broodmother trying their best to do the tempo, but again, countered by Lelis on the Mars, who played it exactly the way he needed to. So, it's just a very clean Dota coming out from the side of Quincy crew here.
I should just about have this one.
All right, excellent. Oh man, this is one of those times where I wish that we were like in real time, so that way we could have chat, like throw us some questions that they might want answered. Because my brain is still like processing the entire thing right now. I'm sure you've got a million questions for Quinn.
I absolutely have a million questions. I could drop something in the chat.
No, you can't drop anything because you would be spoiling things, Neph.
That is true.
Don't spoil the game. Oh my god, you'd be the worst. Hey guys, this is Neph from the future here. Just wondering if you have any questions for Quinn as they've won the game. Oh my god, Neph, no.
All right, pulling Quinn in right now. Welcome to the call, man. Thanks for doing a post-game interview with us.
Hola. Or not hola.
Congratulations, Quinn, on the victory.
I'm here?
All right.
You're here.
I'm here. Cool. What's up? Hi. Thanks.
Congrats on the victory, man. You guys are, head and shoulders above everybody else. It sucks that EG isn't playing. I gotta say that, but what's it feel like to be basically undefeated all the time? That's the first question I want to ask.
I mean, we lose. Like, I mean that the finals versus Crazy was actually really close to us getting 3-0'd, to be honest. There were like the 2 of the games were really close calls. So like it's not like we never drop games. Like, I don't think we're comparable to Secret. Like, the Secret, they just annihilate everyone. They like don't lose games, etc. They 3-0 every final. I think we're very mortal, and we're just trying to improve, because I think we realize that Secret probably slap us silly, and we'd like to be or get slapped a little bit less silly when the time comes for us to play a Secret tier team.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever play Secret tier teams? Do you ever play Secret on European servers for scrims? That is one thing that I've been curious about. I'm sure, like, if you are basically, well, you bleed, but you're beating every NA team by like a lot. Do you have to go to Europe to get the practice that you need? How does that go?
We can't scrim EU. Lawless is in Brazil, so his ping is like over 200, and we have a West Coast player too, so their ping is like 200. So we would just get crushed in lanes and lose.
Can I ask like who your favorite team is to scrim though? Since you're really, you're region locked for the most part up here.
Um, I think all of the, I think like pretty much all of the NASA teams are fine to scrim. I mean, I like scrimming a variety of teams. You get a different, like you get a look of what everybody is doing and stuff, so it doesn't get repetitive. Like maybe people take it more like seriously or more match like because you haven't been grinding versus them. I don't really have a huge preference on who I play. I think.
You don't have like a preference in terms of like when you're going up mid against someone for like scrims either?
I like to win mid. I don't really care who it's against.
That makes sense. Yes.
I don't think I laned particularly well today. My laning the past few days has been sus, so I'm gonna fix that. But
yeah, I saw. I don't think you've been behind the laning phase at all in the last couple of tournaments. Other than I think Sammy Boy was drawing even with you on the OD, but even then, it's like surprising. I think Sammy should have done a little bit better in that matchup. What was it? I wanted to talk to you a couple times about how you play certain spirit heroes, Void Spirit, Ever Spirit, etc. You tend to go super far forward, and it's interesting. You die a little bit more than like other people at your level. But I think the reason for that is just like you always manage to catch out the enemies and force them into such an unfavorable fight that it gets your team ahead like super far overall. It just seems incredibly good to me, but you have to have like a huge amount of trust in your team. I don't know. Can you explain to me like I guess your thought process behind how you play those heroes with catch and reach?
I mean, the spirits are all kind of immortal in free games, so if you're not being aggressive, then you're kind of being useless or whatever, because your hero just can't die if you press your spells in a lot of games. I mean, especially this Ember hero. If you put a Remnant 1,000 units away, you're just literally unkillable, unless you don't press your spells. So,
Mhm.
you gotta man up.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they can come on you super hard, but it just seems like your team is there for the punish at the moment they go on you, and then it goes great for them overall. Like nobody else plays the Spirit Heroes like quite the same level that you do in NA. It feels.
Yeah, I mean, we're just me included. We're all just trying to improve because we're flawed.
Right. That is what I have. Moxie, you were casting the finals of KIPS. Do you have any more questions for Quinn?
Wait, what are you talking about the finals? You going all the way back to the
Final.
BTS pros?
Yeah. I'm sure some people are curious about that one. If you don't mind, Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, whatever questions is fine.
I mean, I wasn't sure if we even, that was a little bit a while ago, but I mean, I will say, that was pretty intense, the grand finals of the BTS Pro Series. It was crazy when you watched the other team. How dumbfounded were you when HFN chronoed the Ancient and then you guys turned it back around?
I mean,
I have to ask. I'm sorry. I have to ask. Because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
I mean, I wasn't even like really like it didn't even register how sus the Chrono was. I was just like we need to hit them or our Thorn is gonna die. I can't believe we're about to lose this game. And then we killed them. And then I mean the Chrono was real nice for us. I mean we also
I figured it was really nice for you.
yeah.
What were you saying though? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No. I mean that's what's really. I mean, you're just sort of thinking about like you don't think about the absurdity of it in the moment so much. I think.
Was there a lot of like just panic going on where you guys were just yelling, or are you guys very like relaxed? You're saying like, oh my gosh, they did that. Now let's just go walk down mid, or were they like screaming sort of thing?
I mean, after they're all dead, it was pretty chill. Before they were dead, it was less chill.
I imagine those comps must have been very intense.
Yeah, I mean, we're not much of yellers, but there was some. I think the winner had a Deso. Yao was saying if we can shoot the winner, she had a Deso.
Oh yeah, yep. And then she walked into the chronosphere.
Yeah.
And then that was that. But yeah, it's been really interesting watching you guys play. It's also been really interesting. Are you at all concerned? Like you start talking about being, very mortal. Is this something that you're constantly aware of though now, especially after that grand finals where you almost got 3-0'd by the side of Crazy? Is this something that you're like, okay, we need to like really just put our nose down to the grindstone? We're the best in NA, but at the same time, like they're gunning for us. Like every single team that was interviewed, even back in the ESL one Thailand, they were saying Quincy crew, this is the team that we like. We watch all of their, replays, everything. Does that ever get to you guys a little bit like, oh my gosh, like we really have to step it up, we have to constantly be improving? Or is it more like, just all right, we're gonna play our own game of Dota, we're just gonna chill, so to speak?
I mean, I think I don't like. Obviously, it's nice to keep winning, and I don't want to lose. I don't like to lose. But
Mhm.
I think, especially during Corona times, at least for me, it's been valuable to try and focus on improving and playing properly rather than the results. So if we win but we play like trash, I'm not happy. If we lose and we play like trash, I'm even less happy. But like I just want to play as well as possible and keep increasing my and our team's understanding of the game and keep improving, because it's not really about these cups. It's about how well you play at TI. And I think whatever adds to that is what's actually important.
I think that's a fantastic way to look at it. Again, I've been really enjoying casting your team. I know Neff has as well, especially watching, a lot of these high level plays. You guys play really beautiful Dota, and I cannot wait to see you guys get back onto that international stage eventually, because I think that it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a little bit of some slapping going on back and forth. But you adjust so quickly, and it's really just beautiful to see. So thank you so much for joining us for this interview. I really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate, the fact that you guys have been working so hard and helping us, keep up the spirit of NA Dota.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
so much
thank
for
you
jumping
for
on.
thank you for casting these games. It's yeah, appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Quinn.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, guys. Well, that was our interview with Quinn. And we do have to get going because I'm getting yelled at by the admins right now. But we are going to shift gears here. We have another game coming up, this time coming out of the side of South America. We've got Thunder Predator versus Team Brazil. So everybody get cozy, go grab yourself a snack or two, maybe a nice fuzzy blanket if you're in an area where it's a bit cold. And when we come back, we're going to have the next series here for the Summit Online 13.